Well, the preseason is dependent upon how our players come back, and I think I'm really pleased with how they came back in terms of their fitness and their strength and their added skill development. There are players on our team that are significantly better than they were last year, and while they gained valuable experience last year, you know, we've got a group that hasn't had as many opportunities to start as in the past, bringing back so many starters. So, you know, we came back with a new, fresh team with new roles and enhanced roles, and what I'm really proud of so far after 2 scrimmages is that this is an inexperienced team that does not use inexperience as an excuse. They have been incredibly committed to the daily process, and it's been a really, really fun team to coach. Graduating 4 seniors is a hit to any program, and we're no exception. But however, a successful program has people all across, up and down the roster, that are ready when their time is called for. And here at Princeton, we talk about not worrying about when your time is, but being ready when your time comes. And I'm excited about the new energy. I'm excited about the kids that got valuable minutes last year. Although they didn't start, they got valuable minutes, and now they're into enhanced roles. We basically have enhanced roles all the way down the roster, and that's an exciting group to coach. And we have a team that has a little bit easier time scoring than we have in the past, and a team that has to adjust to the pace of defending and working on the glass. So we're sort of flip-flop from what our strengths were last year, and that's an exciting team to coach. Yeah, I think when you have such a strong class that we graduated, it's not a matter of them leaving, it's what they left behind. And what they left was an insatiable appetite for competing, for relentless competitors, really driven to success. Total team sacrifice, and so we're picking up sort of where they left, and the people before them left for them, and that's what a program's about. And so this year's captains, Nicole and Kristen, are charged with bringing together the next group of Tigers, and I am charged with my staff on playing to our strengths and enhancing our weaknesses. And so far, I mean, I know it's cliche to say, but I'm really enjoying working with this group, and I think the sky is absolutely the limit. You know, Kristen and Nicole are a really good combination in that, so Nicole started the first 3 or 4 games of the year last year before going out with a season-ending injury, and Kristen stepped right in. So talk about being ready when called upon. She had a year that I don't think she or I will ever forget in terms of her marked improvement as the season went on. So she's critical to us, partly because of the way she plays. She does a little bit of everything. She can score, she can make others better, she can handle, she can play guard, she can play a post. She's just really versatile, and her versatility is Princeton basketball, really. And then Nicole she's got a lot of experience, and also she's got although she missed a year, she's one of our best passing, and our most aggressive slashing wing players. And she's a senior, and this is a league for seniors. So I think it's their turn now, and it's their team now, and I'm enjoying watching them develop this young group. Losing a 4-year starting point guard would be scary to most programs, but for us, when you get a player like Blake, it's just you turn fear into excitement, in that she's a kid that is so many of what the intangibles that LP brought, Blake takes pride in now providing for us, and that's toughness on the defensive end and aggressive willingness to rebound from the guard position. Blake really wants to bring those things. She's just an incredible competitor, and then she has just a really gifted way to play offense. I mean, she can score off the dribble, she can score from long range, she can run the offense. She's a more offensive-minded player. So at the lead guard spot, she's really important to us, and it's just a totally different way to play, and so therefore our team looks different when she's running the lead guard spot. And she got valuable minutes last year with Lauren missing a significant part of the season with injury, and so I expect a lot from Blake, and I know she expects a lot from herself, and we're looking forward to watching her contribute. The junior class, they've got an interesting group, and like you said, we've got 2 players that missed a full year last year, and then we had Mariah, who really got into an important part of our rotation last year. I think and then Blake, of course, who we just talked about. So, that class, it's a league for upperclassmen. We're gonna need each of them to do their piece, be their piece of our puzzle. And they've so far they've actually exceeded our expectations in a lot of ways, and we'll continue to count on them. That sophomore class is made of all things right. They're a cohesive class. They span all positions. They have approached their role in our program as as exactly the way you could dream for in terms of their effort, trusting the process, bringing talent, bringing execution, holding each other accountable, holding themselves accountable. That class there's greatness in that class. And the two, Michelle Miller and Alex Wheatley, who we expect to be immediate starters, they had great years last year and they've came back better. And so they continue to ask a lot from themselves. So watching them grow, who knows where they'll be in the first few games of the season, but I have full confidence that by the time the season gets to Ivy League time, they'll be that much more seasoned and ready to help us. And then you've got Annie, Amanda, and Taylor, who are noticeably better from a year ago. Physically, they look different. They're resolved. They're tougher, and they're more confident in what they spend. They spent a significant time this summer developing their games, and with that comes confidence. So we're going to count on them, and they know it. And we have all. They're kids that had different roles last year, and now we need and expect more from them. And they bring it. That, like I said, that sophomore class is all things right. The freshmen, we're kind of fortunate in a position where, with our freshman class, what we bring is a reloaded class. I mean, I'm really pleased about our recruiting. And they're the three kids we wanted, and we got them. Jackie's a legitimate 6'4", really great touch around the rim and from about 15 to 17 feet. She's a big that will provide a lot of depth there. Vanessa is a long guard, really, that can slash, and she came out very heavily recruited from high school. And then Taylor as a lead guard. I like her mental makeup as a lead guard a lot, and I think she's got a great mid-range game. She can catch and shoot. She can square her shoulders in penetration. Those three are really talented, and as soon as they can quickly adjust to the pace of college play, the better we'll be. Because they will contribute. So like all freshmen, they have an adjustment period, and we try to kind of gently and aggressively push them along. Some days are easier for them than others, but for us to be great, they'll need to be pretty darn good. Yeah, I'd put our non-conference schedule up against anyone's in the country in terms of postseason participants, top 75 programs. The travel that we're doing, and that's what it's about, is building toughness. We've got talent, we have experience in terms of winning, but what we need to make sure we get in the off-season the preseason is toughness. And so we're putting them in all different environments. I mean, we're throwing them to the wolves early with one returning starter. We're going to start at Rutgers, a team that we beat pretty handily last year for the first time in a while, maybe ever. So for us to go start at their place and then to play Marist, who is a 8 times NCAA tournament team, and it just keeps going from there. Our staff is directly responsible for the schedule, and we got the schedule we wanted, and that was to put young kids to the fire. It's kind of like drinking water out of a fire hose, but that's the way we get better, is we compete. So we're excited to compete against someone besides ourselves, and I think we'll find out what our holes are early and often, and I'm confident that we'll just keep trusting the process and keep building so that we're really good when we need to be. The game of basketball, scouting and game prep is such a big part of what we do, but you can never lose sight of who you are. And so we spend a lot of time talking about who we are, how can we get better at certain areas so that we're ready when we need to be. And the league is strong. I mean, the league was really junior dominated last year outside of our program. So there's a lot of solid juniors that are now seniors. We know it's a league for seniors. And so I think it'll be a pretty balanced group in terms of teams bringing good games on a night-to-night basis. But I think that if we take care of our business and learn from Rutgers, and then learn from Marist, and then learn from Rider, and then learn from Georgetown or St. Joe's, and you keep learning from those things, and the process becomes, you start to really find out who you are when you have to learn to trust in a hard situation and in hard and unique times. So I think the league is too far away to think much about at this time, but we'll be ready come January. I know it. I think a pretty strong part of our program is that we worry about winning the day, not winning in March yet. We're still, we're in November, so we're winning. Today we're going to win November 5th. And I think for us, it's going to be, this team is a different team. You have to be able to score in the NCAA tournament. And in the past, we've won with toughness, we've won with defense, we've won with rebounding, we've won with being warriors. And then when it gets to March, it's hard because you play other teams that are also tough and willing to defend and willing to own the glass. And this team can score. So I think if we can shore up some things defensively and we can really take pride in owning the glass, I think we have the intangible that's different than what we've had in the past few years, and that's ability to score across all 5 positions. So it's a different team. I know that there's people who are probably questioning who is this new group of Tigers, but I think it's a group that the Jadwin faithful will quickly fall in love with. Yeah, it's go time. It is go time. We've put a lot into the offseason. We put a lot into this fall. I feel like we've got a package offensively and defensively that the people on the floor are comfortable with. And it's go time. We have to find out where we are. It's just up or down. It's just another step. But it's a chance for us to put on the same uniform and compete against somebody else, which is what it's all about. So we couldn't be more excited, and we're like I said, it's go time, and we're looking forward to getting ready.